Hello. Okay. So, not last week, 2 weeks ago, um, we had our southern excursion with the school. So the school took us on like a weekend trip. We had like our charter buses and everything. And whenever they have a charter bus, the drivers that they hire are like really good looking. So no complaints. Just like some good looking Italian men driving us around the country. So no problems with that. So we had our charter bus and we had like our hotels and it was all organized. We had to do absolutely nothing. We just had to wake up at 6 a.m., which was horrible, but whatever. And we went down to the Napoli region and we were staying in Paestum. But of course, we did a lot. We did so much. It was great. It was one of my favorite weekends. I'm really grateful that the school planned it all for us. It was really nice. So first we drove down about 2.5 hours to the port of Naples, and we got on a ferry, and we went to the island of Capri. And of course, I am my mother's daughter, so I did a hop on, hop off type tram-ish thing. I convinced all my friends to do it with me. So we got on this little bus, and it took us up to Anna Capri, which is like there's Capri and Anna Capri on the island of Capri. And so we went up there, and we had like a little tour on the way up, and it was really nice. And then we got up there and we walked around and we went into all the little shops, and then we took the ski lift. They had this like it's kind of like what you take to go up to a ski lift, but it was just like through like the mountains, like all the way up to like I don't know, like 4 miles above sea level or something, like 3 or 4 or something. I don't know. It was pretty high. It took about 15 minutes to go from the bottom to the top, to the top of the like little lookout mountain area, and it was beautiful. It was such a nice day. It was like 60s and nothing but sun, and the water was so blue, and the grass was so green, and it was like so relaxing. It was just like a single seat, like going up for like 15 minutes, and just like looking around. It was so nice. And then we got up there, and the views were awesome. You could like still hear the water, and it was so blue. We took a lot of pictures. You could see all like the rocks and the island, and it was really really nice. So then we came back down the ski lift, and then we went to the Capri, the city of Capri, and there we had a limoncello tasting because that's where limoncello is from. And then my friends, we all bought these like little lemon candies. They're so good. Like obviously I love candy, but like those are really good. And then I had so everything there is like lemons. They have like lemons everywhere. So I had a lemon slushy, of course, because it was hot, so I needed one, obviously. And it was really fun. It was nice. We got to go to this garden, and like you see like the two big rocks, like the main thing of Capri. We didn't get to go on a boat tour because it was pretty rocky, and we really only had like 3 hours there. And if we wanted to see both cities, it like really wasn't going to work out. So I guess I'll have to go back. Yeah, but it was really really nice. Then we took the ferry back, and we took the bus back out to our hotel in Paestum, which was like another hour and a half. I slept the whole time, obviously, because I can't not sleep on transportation. And so then we had a nice dinner. So this is like the mozzarella region. It was like the buffalo mozzarella farm region. So we had like a ton of. I had so much cheese. That weekend literally destroyed my stomach. There was so much cheese, but it was so good. So for dinner, it was like buffalo mozzarella, like filled ravioli, and then our like appetizer was like just like balls of mozzarella. It was so good, but like ouch, that one hurt. But and then the next morning we woke up and we went to a buffalo mozzarella farm. So it was just like a huge farm of buffaloes, literally everywhere. And like they're in the field, they're grazing in the field, they're in the farm, and the way that they had it was so cool. It was like when they're like ready to like give their milk, they like know, the buffaloes just know, and they like just send themselves into this machine that milks them. It was really cool. And they like play classical music for the buffalo like every morning for 2 hours because it makes them happier, and they have better milk that way. And they have this thing in the middle that like massages the buffalo's back because it makes them happier, so then they'll produce better milk. It was so interesting. And then we got to watch the people like making the mozzarella, and it was really cool. It's like I'm just like ripping apart all this cheese. And then, of course, we got to sample the cheese, and so good. But they also had like all the other like buffalo milk products. So I had like a cappuccino with buffalo milk. I had yogurt with buffalo milk. I had Nutella with buffalo milk. It was really cool. It was really interesting. Uh, yeah, it was like the highlight of my weekend. Actually, it was really really cool. And then from there, we went back into the city of Paestum, and they had all these like old Greek temples. So we had a tour of that. We got to walk around and like see all these old Greek temples and how they still stayed intact, even like when the Roman Empire like came in that area and like took it over, but they still kept some of these Greek temples up. So it was really cool. And then later that day, we traveled for another, I don't know, like 2 hours or something, into the Campania region, into ancient Campania. The region is called Campania, and then we went to a city called Campania, spelled differently, of course, but said exactly the same. And it's the site of an Italian internment camp. So it was like a Jewish internment camp for World War II, but no one was ever killed there because like Mussolini didn't really think that the Jews needed to be exterminated, but he only followed Hitler's orders when he like demanded that he like do that. So like for the first parts of the war before it like got crazy and everything, he would like just like send them to these like internment camps, and they were like pretty well off there, you know. They were just like in these camps, like fully dressed, like could do whatever they wanted really. They just had to stay there, and like no one was ever killed or tortured or like nothing. And like most of the people were helping them. There's like these two bishops that were like cousins helping like create like fake documents to like get everyone to sneak out, and all the village people were like helping to sneak them all through the mountains and like all this stuff. And it was really nice, you know. It was like really cool to see that, especially as we like went to Dachau over spring break, and that was just like so sad. But like this, it was nice to hear like the story of people actually, you know, like a nice story, not necessarily nice, but like you know, people helping other people even when their lives are all at risk. So that was really nice. And then we went back to Paestum after that. Well, this town was like so quiet, like they don't have tourists. So like after we went to this museum, they were like, okay, you guys, we have to be quiet because they don't have tourists here. Like they're going to be very confused why there's a large group of people walking around this town right now. So don't be too loud. So of course my friend, you know, brings his freaking drone out and like takes his like video and pictures of us with his drone, and we're like, oh god. It was so funny. Yeah, but then we walked around and it was really cool. Oh, we went to this church, and in the crypt of the church, they like let us go in, and it was like they found in the crypt how they would like get rid of the bodies. Like when someone would die, they would like put them down there, and they would set the bodies up so that all of the organs and juices would just like drain. Like it looked like a little toilet, like a really old like cement hole, like seat with a hole in it, like a toilet or something. And they would just like sit you there, and then all of like the insides of your body would just like decay and like fall in there and then get like washed out through the water systems. Super weird until there was like nothing but bones there. It was so creepy. Like it was so bizarre. I really didn't like it, but it was very interesting. It was really freaky. And then they in like one section they had like someone dressed up. They had like a model or something dressed up in like garb. Oh, it was so weird, and I felt like it was staring at me. I had to leave. It was freaking me out. But yeah, so that was really cool. So then we went back to our hotel, and we had like another really nice dinner. It was like all seafood, and it was great. We had grouper and octopus salad and pasta. Oh, it was so good. Like shrimp pasta. Oh, so good, so good. And then the next morning we woke up and we went to Pompei. And one of my professors gave my class a tour of like all the ancient ruins, and it was just like really cool. You know, like it's so old and there's so much of it. So just like being there is like really really cool. It's just like it's so old. I have no idea how it's still there. You know, like the Rome stuff is like stuff in Rome is really cool too because it's like so old, but it's kind of like spread out. Where like in Pompeii, it's like they actually have like a whole preserved village. Like it's like so cool that's like all close together because you can actually like walk at a certain distance and like see a whole story of like how life used to be there. So it was really cool. Yeah, and then we drove back, and yeah, it was a really nice weekend, and the school planned everything for us, and we it was really nice because we got to see a lot, and they had these buses for us, so it was like we probably couldn't have done that weekend on our own because trains and whatever's it's like very hard to get around to all different types of cities and everything. So it was really nice. I think everyone really enjoyed it. Bye bye.